This man you see on my screen, his life was taken brutally 4 months after his wedding. I know you may be wondering what actually happened, so let me tell you the full story. A sad incident had happened in Aiyetoro Kiri, a community in Kabba-Bunu local government area of Kogi State. Suspected armed robbers have shot and killed a young man named Mr. Durojaiye Folusho. He was a well-known and hardworking transporter in that area. The tragic event happened on Thursday while he was on his farm outside the community. According to some people who lived in that area, Mr. Folusho had gone to his farm that day to take care of his crops. Farming was something he was doing as a side hustle aside his transport work. But that afternoon, unknown men believed to be armed robbers attacked him while he was walking. The attack happened suddenly, and before help could come, the young man was shot dead right there on his farm. That is not all. There is a serious twist regarding this story. So keep listening and keep watching because there are a whole lot of lessons to learn in this particular story. Mr. Folusho was well known in the community, especially along the Kiri-Kabba route where he worked as a transporter. Mr. Folusho was not just another driver. He was the man everyone called when they needed a safe trip. People admired him a lot for being very careful, never taking chances, and never traveling alone at night. He had a simple rule: life was too precious to be wasted on a risky journey. Only 4 months earlier, he has stood before family and friends, smiling as he has married a woman from a nearby local government. That day, his joy was full. No one could ever guess that his life would be cut short so soon. So on that Thursday, he left home early for the farm. It was a normal day, no sign of danger. But somewhere along the path that led to his crops, shadows were moving. Men with weapons, their faces were unseen. No one knows how they came or why they chose him, but they found him there alone among the rows of plants. The peace of the farm was broken by the sound of gunshots. By the time the noise faded, the young man lay still on the ground. The attackers had already vanished, leaving only him being silenced. And hours later, when people noticed he had not returned, a search began. Emmanuel, his close friend, was among those who hurried to the farm. When we found him, Emmanuel said, his voice heavy, it was like the world stopped. This is someone who just married April, someone who avoided trouble by all means. He didn't deserve to end this way. The body was immediately carried back to Kabba. What spread quickly through the community, from shop to shop, from house to house. Anger, fear, and sadness filled the air. How could armed men walk into a farm in daylight, kill a man, and disappear without a trace? And the news grew. Some people sent messages to the state police public relations officer, SP Williams Aya, hoping for answers, but by the time reporters tried to confirm the details, no reply had come. Community waited, desperate for signs that justice would follow. Night fell over Aiyetoro Kiri, but the village did not sleep. In almost every home, the same story was being told about a young man who left for his farm and never came back. Mothers warned their children not to wander around. Farmers looked at their tools and wondered if it was still safe to go to their own land. By morning, the story had traveled beyond the community. In Kabba town, traders spoke about it over their goods, and drivers at the motor park shook their head in disbelief. Almost everyone knew Mr. Folusho. He had carried their goods, their family, even strangers to safety many times. Now, his life had been taken in a place that should have been a safe place, his farm. The killing reached the ear of the Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo. The news, they say, made him pause. In a statement signed by Kingsley Fanwo, the Commissioner for Information and Communication, the governor called the death tragic and senseless. He said the whole state shared in the grief of the people of Aiyetoro Kiri. The loss of a valued member of the community under such violent circumstance is distressing, and the governor message reads, "We mourn with his family and the entire community." But the governor's words did not end there. He gave an order, a very strong one at that every security agency in the state was to begin an intensive search for the killer. No stone was to be left untouched. He demanded a thorough and fast investigation so that justice would not be delayed. The people of Kiri-Kabba and beyond listened to these promises and waited to see if it would be kept. In the village, some residents felt a little hope at the governor's words, but others shook their heads. They had seen men buried and their killers never found. Still, They prayed that this time it would be different, that Mr. Folunsho's death would not just be another sad story that never get justice. For Emmanuel, the friend who had found the body, the pain was heavier than words could carry. I just keep seeing him, he said quietly to everyone who asked him, smiling, talking about his plans for the future. Now he's gone just like that. Days passed, but the image of that Thursday afternoon refused to leave the minds of people of Aiyetoro Kiri. The farm that is once full of green life now carried the memory of violence. Mr. Folunsho's wife sat quietly in her family home, her eyes fixed on the ground. She had only been a wife for just few months, and now she wore the heavy cloth of mourning. Neighbors came in small groups to visit the family, bringing words of comfort, yet nothing could fully ease the pain. He was so young. One elder whispered, "To die this way in broad daylight is a wound in the heart of many." Security agents began to visit the area, walking through the dusty paths and talking to locals. They asked questions: who have seen strangers, who had heard unusual sound, or who might have noticed a new face in the day before the killing happened. But in the village, fear kept many lips closed. The attackers were still out there, and no one wanted to be their next target. But still, the governor order for the thorough and fast investigation echoed in the people's mind. Some prayed the killers would be caught soon. Others feared that the trail was already cold. In the evening, as the sun set over the hills, a group of men gathered in front of shops discussing how crime have reached even the farm, a place they once believed was safe from danger. As the days turned into weeks, the grief in Aiyetoro Kiri remained fresh. Mr. Folunsho's name became a reminder of the dangers that would come without warning. His story was told over and over, not just for the tragedy, but as a call for justice and safety. And the people still wait for the day they will hear that the men who took his life have been found. And until then, the shadow of that Thursday continued to hang over the quiet part of the village. Mr. Folunsho's death has continued to spark strong reaction both in the community and beyond. In Aiyetoro Kiri, elders gathered under the big mango tree to speak about the state of security. Some demand more police presence in that farmland, saying farmers were now afraid to walk freely. If we cannot go to our farms freely, then what are we left with? One elder asked. On social media, the news spread quickly. A friend posted his picture with words of sadness. "You were one of the good ones." One comment read. Another said, "Rest in peace, brother." Many others expressed anger at the attackers, calling for their immediate arrest. Women in the market spoke of how the attack had shaken their trust in safety. If armed men can enter the farm in broad daylight and kill someone without being caught, then we are not safe anymore or anywhere, traders said. For now, the call for justice continues. The community hold on to the hope that one day those responsible for his death will eventually be caught. And until that day comes, his name will remain on the lips of people, not just as a memory of loss, but as a reminder of the need to protect every life. Mr. Folunsho's death is a painful reminder that life can change without warning. No one wakes up expecting tragedy, yet it can happen to anyone at any time in ordinary moments. While we cannot control everything, we can take steps to protect ourselves. Avoid going to lonely places alone, especially at times when fewer people are around. If you must walk on a farm or travel through a remote area, try to go with someone. Don't go alone. Always stay alert to your surroundings. Pay attention to unusual movement of strangers in that area and report anything suspicious to local security or trusted community leaders. Because sometimes danger can be avoided if it is seen early. Communities should also stand together because criminals often take advantage of places where people are not united. Look out for each other, look out for your neighbors. Speak up if you see something wrong. Even if it does not affect you directly, your warning could actually save a life. Lastly, demand real action from leaders and security agencies. Requesting for your safety is not a favor, it is your right. So guys, we must work together to make our homes, our road, our farm safer for everyone to live. Because no family deserves to face this kind of pain Mr. Folunsho's loved ones are facing today. So guys, always remember that every crime story is shared on this platform. It is not for the likes or for the comments, but to create awareness, to inform us about things that are happening around us. And we all really need to be very careful. We should also be our brother's keeper and make sure that anywhere we are going, we shouldn't go alone. And make sure that, because this country now, it is fucked up already, it is really messed up already. Honestly speaking, I keep wondering every time, how did we get here in the first place? Because back in the days, farm is a place where you can even rest, you can even stay for days, and there won't be any form of problem. But now people go to the farm just to survive, and all of a sudden you just hear the stories that they are being kidnapped or they are being killed inside the farm. This is really becoming disturbing, and it should be a source of concern to the federal government. And not only that, people go for hunting. Hunters go to the forest, and the next thing they will come across kidnappers inside the forest, and the next thing they also being kidnapped, or they never return back home. This is a very tragic thing to see or to hear, and we really need to be vigilant and stay at alert. And guys, we'll keep digging, and until the truth is told, we'll never give up. I Digital Crime, and I will see you guys on the next one.